MVP is going to talk to you guys about the co-main event of the night. It is Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. This is for the belt. Okay, these are two amazing fighters. So just want to put that out there right now. So let's talk about Tatiana Suarez first. She is probably the best submission artist / wrestler in the strawweight division, probably in all of women's wrestling or women's MMA. She is the best wrestler there is. Now, I say that she's not great at shots or takedowns. She's just great at submission. She's really good at getting guillotines. She will force you into a darce, and she will just get these chokes that don't seem plausible. And she gets them because she's incredibly strong. I would say her upper torso is like that of a man. Seriously, she's got broad shoulders, built like a linebacker for the division, right? She's obviously 115 pounds. But you see her 11-0. She's never lost a fight. And when you watch her, you think she's a young fighter, but she's not. She's 34 years old. She's had these huge moments in her career where she's not fought, like long periods of time. Yeah, she was fighting cancer, bro. Lymph node cancer, some shit like that. She's been struggling with cancer, but she's beaten anyone that you want to talk about. Like, she's beaten really good fighters. Okay, when you start looking in here and you start seeing wins over Alexa Grasso, Carla Esparza, Jessica Andrade, like, these are really good fighters, and she's finishing them. We're not going to scorecards. This is a finisher of a woman. Okay, she's an absolute beast. I'll tell you, she didn't fight at all last year. So when she doesn't fight for a long time, they say she comes out and does really well. I'll buy that. I think she's a really, really good fighter in the grappling aspect of it. What I'll tell you, though, is on her feet, when striking, I think she's atrocious. I think she sucks when striking. She looks very mechanical, robotic almost, and nothing out there hurts. Like, I don't think she's there to crack anybody. She's got a lot of muscles, but she don't really use them unless she's trying to squeeze. She's more like a boa constrictor, right? She's squeezing and it hurts. But as far as striking goes, she's not a real threat to me. Like, I don't look at her and go, yeah, she's going to throw them things. And I also don't think she's great at creating takedowns. I really don't. Then there's Zhang Weili, the greatest female fighter you've ever seen, right? So Zhang Weili is a strawweight champion right now, 35 years old, from China. She's only lost twice that I know. I don't know that loss in her first fight down here. I don't know who the hell Meng Bo is. But the two losses are to Rose Namajunas, okay? Getting knocked out by Rose, coming back and getting a split decision loss to Rose. Other than that, we're talking about a girl who got her belt back by beating Carla Esparza, and then she's just beating everybody. And you see she's always in these championship-level fights against championship-level fighters in any organization. And she's a world-class striker. She's incredible. Cardio's on point. She's in shape. She does everything well. Some people are telling you she's in trouble here because she's going to get subbed. She's going to get subbed. Well, if that happens, she's 35 years old and she's never been subbed in her life. If that happens, it'll be the first time in the history of this amazing championship fighting career. Okay? This is a woman who dominates when she fights. And she dominates for a couple of reasons. Number one, she knows she can redline a fight. She knows she can push it. She doesn't have to conserve energy. She's got cardio for 5 rounds. Yes, she got taken down in her last fight. She's been taken down a couple times. I think Rose took her down, controlled her, and she got taken down by Jan. But what we need to understand is like her takedown defense. Anywhere you look, they're going to tell you it's 50%. 50%. Oh my God, she's in trouble. Because if Suarez takes her down, Suarez is going to tap her out with a guillotine or an anaconda or a darce and all this other shit. Her neck's gone. And I'm going, bro, how is she going to get taken down? Like, she's so much faster, so much more aggressive. Her striking is crisp. And if we're talking about somebody who needs to strike and move, and not get taken down, this is Zhang Weili. 50% takedown defense doesn't sound good. I know. But she's been fighting the best fighters on the planet Earth for the last 10 years. So to have 50% against all the best fighters of all time, I think it's pretty damn amazing, if you ask me. I understand 50% against cans. Now, we're talking about a 5-round fight. And Zhang Weili fights all the time, right? She fought last year. I'm not saying she fights 3-4 times a year, but she constantly fights. I trust her cardio, and I think in championship rounds, how is Suarez going to do this? Like, I've seen Suarez slow down. And if she doesn't get that guillotine in the first or second round, she's going to be in trouble, because a lot of what she does is muscle on muscle. I'm talking about pummeling. I'm talking about clinching up against the cage and grappling. Any of that muscle on muscle, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And her lactic acid is going to build up for the muscle she has. So I'm on Zhang Weili here, and I know I sound crazy because I'm predicting something that's never happened. Tatiana Suarez is going to lose for the first time in her life. And a lot of people don't agree with me. If Vegas doesn't agree with me, right? If you go look at the odds, they have Tatiana Suarez as the favorite. The favorite over the champ. To me, that sounds crazy. I'm going to say this again. Zhang Weili is the greatest fighter in the history of women. Maybe there's others, right? I get it. But she's up there in the top 5 all time. She really is. Her resume is insane. She shows up and bangs. She's had adversity and found ways to win. She's never made an excuse. You know how we tell you fade the Asian fighters? Not this one. This one's a beast. This one's a monster. So when I go look at the sports books and I see that she's an underdog, I just think you'll never get her as an underdog. You'll never get Zhang Weili as an underdog. So if you were ever going to bet on her, you do it now, and you bet it straight across. You don't have to parlay anything. Now, how is she going to win the fight? By points, sounds like we're going the distance. She could knock her out. She does hit hard enough. This is a girl that actually knocks people out. And I can see Suarez getting so exhausted she can't defend herself anymore. She's going to get touched up, bro. Now, the one thing that Zhang Weili needs to do is make sure she doesn't throw too many kicks, because Tatiana Suarez will catch a kick and turn it into a takedown. That's what she does. She'll reach down and try to catch it. But if you throw a low kick and she reaches down for it, now you can throw that cross or that hook and put her lights out. I don't know how this fight ends. I do know this. I think both of these fighters are very good, and I think they're good enough not to let the unthinkable happen. And what that means is I like the over rounds. If we go in here, will this fight go the distance? I don't necessarily know. I would probably say no. But total rounds, they got it 3.5. I think the over is in play here if we're getting realistic. Suarez is going to have to end this in a submission, or we're going to be dancing around and she's going to get pieced up horribly. On the mat, I think they're very comparable to each other. Zhang Weili is a pretty good grappler. I mean, she has 8 wins by submission. She's not the same grappler as Suarez. Suarez is a very, I guess, decorated wrestler, guys. She is amazing, but she's always had injuries. There's a layoff, and we're talking about championship rounds, and you might be able to fight for 15 minutes. You can't carry that muscle into the 4th and 5th round. Not that I know of. Love Suarez, American girl, California, all that shit. She's fighting the China girl who's just, you got to pick it. Now, not a lock by any means. I'll show you the fight card here. Anybody saying they know who's going to win this fight is absurd. This is a true coin flip. Never parlay it. Don't ruin your parlays. Just bet it straight across. If you're going to take Tatiana Suarez because you believe it, you probably want to take Suarez by submission. You can go Suarez submission or points. You can do that as well, because maybe she gets a takedown and stays in a dominant body position. She is very heavy on top. She has great top pressure because of her upper torso. All her weight's in her torso. She has very skinny legs. They don't look very muscular. All her weight's in her torso, just so we're clear. It's very tough to get up when she's going chest to chest with you. Tatiana Suarez is built like a man who skipped leg day. That's the way she's built. Seriously. So with that being said, I think if you're going to take Suarez, you go in here and double chance it. Suarez by submission or points. Where is it? Submission or points, it's a plus 110. If you believe in Suarez, that's your best value there at plus 110. But if you believe in Zhang Weili like I do, I like Weili by TKO or points, and it's a plus 105. Notice, you're not getting a whole lot of money here. They've got it dialed in, guys. You're not getting a ton of money. No crazy odds. Nothing going too nuts. They kind of expect this, but I could see Zhang Weili winning by knockout. It's never happened. It's never happened to Suarez. Suarez is undefeated. She doesn't know how to lose. She does, but I'm just telling you guys, there's just something about Zhang Weili's athleticism, intensity, And I've seen it time and time again. She just overcomes adversity and goes ham. I've never seen Suarez have to overcome adversity. She just gets on the mat, she's superior, and wins. And I think that's an old-fashioned way of winning in women's MMA, where you have a really good skill set, one practitioner, right? You're a really good wrestler. Shout out to Carla Esparza. You're a really good striker. Shout out to Shevchenko or Nunez, right? But once you figure out how to become a complete fighter, that's the new day and age of MMA and UFC, and I really feel like Zhang Weili's that fighter. I could be wrong. It's going to be a very close fight. It's going to be tough. It's going to be it's a good fight to watch, not a good fight to bet on. That's how I'll say it. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Good luck, y'all.